So guys, hello again. Today I'm gonna show you guys how I make my homemade ketchup or catsup. Catsup, C-A-T-S-U-P, catsup. So I have all of my ingredients here that I'm gonna use, and I'm very excited to show you guys this. This is the Seville oranges. We call this Gospo where I come from in the Caribbean. I just got this finally. I had to order it online. And I'm very happy. I just got a box of them. There were 20 in the box and it was like $40. They're very expensive. So I'm going to be using this a lot in my recipes. So if you can get this would be great. It would last for a long time. And you see they look different. This is different, but this is nature and it's all good. So when I cut it open, I'm going to show you it has so many seeds in them. But this is the original orange. This is where all the other oranges comes from. And I just wanted to give you a little tip. If you are coming down with a cold and you drink this for a day or two, it's gonna disappear. Your cold is going to disappear. So I have 35 ounces of peeled tomatoes. I already processed it because I didn't want to spend time doing that. See, I use this. This is a good brand, peeled tomatoes. It's non-BPA lining, non-GMO, etc., etc. It's 35 ounces and I processed it. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take everything and dump it in a pot, and we have to cook it for a long time because this has to be reduced and become concentrated. This is why you're going to have ketchup, because this has to be cooked for 3-4 hours. And then I'm going to put some onion powder in there, some tomato paste for some extra concentration and flavor, some red pepper, some habanero pepper. I'm going to put whole in the pot like this. And don't worry, as long as you don't puncture this or cut it open, it's not going to make your ketchup or anything that you're cooking. It's just for flavor. You put it in whole, and when you remove it, you make sure that you don't puncture it or cut it open, because then it's going to just be a mess. It's going to be very hot, whatever you're cooking. Some allspice, I'm going to put it in whole. I'm going to put it in whole like that. I'm not going to process it into powder. I'm going to have like a small cinnamon stick. This is organic cinnamon stick. You don't have to use a cinnamon stick. I am using it. You don't have to use it. Some bay leaf, a small one and a medium-sized one for this amount of tomatoes. And some sea salt. This is from France. I love this sea salt. And well, you can get it here. I'm just saying that it's made in France or processed in France. And some tamarind. I have 4 of these left here. They're so sweet. These tamarinds are from Thailand, and I also ate these when I was a little girl growing up. But the ones that we had in the Caribbean where I'm from, it was very sour. These are very sweet. So all you do, you just break it open like this. You break it open and you remove the shell like this. You remove the shell and then you pull this out like this. And this, you discard this. This, I'm gonna just put everything in. This has a seed, so you just press it with your fingers. You press it with your fingers and you pull the shell out. So what I want to show you, this has a seed. This has a seed. I'm going to squeeze this. It has a seed and it has a covering on the seed. Let me pull this out. It has a covering on the seed. Because if you're eating this as a snack, I eat this as a snack. It's very sweet. This is your candy. You see, it has a fibrous covering on the seed. This is the seed of the tamarind. This you have to throw out. But I'm putting this in whole with the seed and everything to boil. And when it's done boiling, then I'm going to take a sieve and just put it through the sieve, and all I'm going to get is my goodness. So let me finish cracking the shell of this, and I'll come back when I'm done. So guys, I just wanted to show you this. I'm going to use two of these Seville oranges, or Gospo as we say. So this one looks kind of different, so let me cut it open, and I want to show you all of the seeds in this. When do you ever see seeds like this in an orange nowadays? You just don't. It has so many seeds, and of course it's a bit on the sour side because it's not a hybrid. This is a non-hybrid. So I'm going to use two of these. So I'm going to squeeze the juice of two of these Seville oranges into my mixture here. So let's do this. So guys, here I have my pot. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to dump everything into the pot, and then I get it on the stove. So here I have my habanero pepper and the plum tomato that I processed, and the tamarinds that I showed you how to break the shell. Now I'm going to add a heaping tablespoon of tomato paste. My bay leaf, I'm just dumping everything in there. About a teaspoon of pepper, red pepper. I'm putting these in whole because I'm going to put it through the sieve when it's done. And I want a lot of these. Okay, so about this. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, you know. I want this, lots of flavor here. And I'm going to put a small stick of, wow, this cinnamon, I did not use this since I bought this. Okay, a small stick of cinnamon. This is optional, you do not have to do this. And some salt. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons for now and see after how it tastes, and maybe I add some later. And my onion powder. This onion powder is non-irradiated. It means that they did not use radiation on it. There's no silicon dioxide to make it move freely. So look at this. This is stuck. It is so hard. It's so hard. You see, I have onion powder in here, but it hardened. So what I'll do is I'll take some hot water to loosen it up. And I'm going to put all of this onion powder in my ketchup. This is going to really give it some good flavor, my ketchup. This, I would say here, is about 1 tablespoon, maybe a little more than a tablespoon. So I'm going to add some hot water to this. So if you buy this kind of onion powder that is going to stick like that, don't throw it out, just loosen it up with some hot water. So I think I have everything in here, and I'm gonna put this on the stove, and then I'm gonna come back. So I did get the onion powder free from this bottle. I added some hot water and it loosened up and it's all gone. But you see, it's still whole in here. So once you put it and it starts simmering, this is going to dissolve. But this is the onion powder. I just wanted to show you how to do this. But when you buy good onion powder that is non-irradiated, meaning no radiation and organic, this would happen sometimes. It's going to stick together and get lumpy. And then the last thing that we're going to put, the 2 Seville oranges that I showed you. This is the juice from the 2 Seville oranges. And this is very juicy. I'm telling you, these little things are so juicy. So I'm going to put the juice of 2. Ooh, it fell in there. That is okay. I'm going to fish it out. My spoon. So now I'm going to put this on the stove and let it simmer for about 3 hours. This has to reduce to about half of this. Because this is what ketchup is. It's concentrated. So this is what we're trying to do. So let's go to the stove. I'm going to put this on the stove and start it simmering. So I have my pot on the stove and I have everything in here that I showed you, the tamarind with the seed and everything, because I'm going to put it through a sieve or a strainer. And this pepper, remember, this is for flavor, it's not for heat. So leave it whole, do not puncture it. And you let this simmer and reduce to about half the size, half the amount of this. And then I'll show you the next step after this is done. But this has to simmer for quite a while. So this is my tomato ketchup, catsup. So you see that this has been reduced to half of what it was. I'm removing my habanero pepper. It's whole, it wasn't punctured. It's not going to be, you know, terribly hot, this ketchup. Discard this. I have my cinnamon stick here and it is tasting like ketchup and smelling like ketchup. So we have to add to this the agave syrup. So I'm going to put about a half a cup of agave syrup to sweeten this sauce. But I'm not done yet, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this through a sieve. I'm going to let this sit. I want this to sit and cool, and then I'm going to put it through the sieve and get rid of the tamarind seeds, the allspice. Just get rid of everything. And then I'm going to put it back on the stove to simmer some more. And we're gonna have delicious catsup, or homemade tomato ketchup. It's late, guys. It is so late, you have no idea. I'm trying to do this for you guys, but I only have time to do this on the weekend. So I'm going to come back and show you what I do with this. Okay, guys. What I did was I left this overnight because it was getting late. You can see this has a darker color, as opposed to if you make in marinara sauce, for instance. It has the color of ketchup. So what I'm doing is I'm taking everything from this pot and I'm going to put it through my strainer or the sieve and get everything out of my ketchup. The tamarind seeds, the allspice, everything. So I'm just going to move this around. The seeds from the tomato, everything has to be out of there. The bay leaf, the cinnamon stick. And I tasted this and it tastes exactly like ketchup. So if you do this like I did, you're going to have your ketchup. And also this has reduced to half of the amount that we started with. So you can do 7, 8, 10 pounds of tomatoes, or, you know, I don't know, 7, 8 cans of tomatoes if you want to do like 2 bottles. So you wouldn't have to do this, you know, every week or every month for that matter, because then you would have to go to the store to get your tomato ketchup. I know these things, it takes time, it takes energy, but if we don't want to use the chemicals and we want to do the electrical alkaline foods, then we have to take the time to do these things. So I'm gonna keep pushing this through my sieve and then we're gonna get back. So guys, I just wanted to show you this. I don't have a food mill. Maybe you should invest in a food mill to do this. I have to get a food mill. I really absolutely have to, because I'm trying to do this through a strainer and it's taking a lot of time. But you can see, you can see this, and you have to occasionally scrape the strainer if you don't have a food mill. And look at this here, you see? Look at this here. Doesn't this look like ketchup? And then what's going to happen is I'm going to put this back on the stove just to reduce a little bit more, because it's still a little bit watery. It needs to be a little bit thicker. So It looks like ketchup. It smells like ketchup. I'm telling you right now, it smells like ketchup. It has all the ingredients. The tamarind is our secret here. There is nothing like this on the market, I don't think. The tamarind is a secret. So I'm going to continue doing this. It's getting less and less. I'm going to keep smashing it with my spoon and get most of it down in there. And if you see the let me show you this is the tamarind seed. See, all of the pulp came off of the tamarind seed. All of the pulp came off of it. So when you see that I just dump everything in the pot, that's okay, because you're making ketchup and you're gonna put it through your food mill, or you're gonna put it through something like your strainer, and it's gonna be fine. The only thing I took out of this before I started doing this, of course, was the habanero pepper. Everything else is in here. You see, look at my bay leaf, my cinnamon sticks, my allspice. And this is how you have to put in the allspice. You have to put it in whole, not the powder. This is what you have to do. So I'll get back to you when I'm done with this. Guys, you see, you know what we started off in the strainer with, right? And now we are left with this. And I think I'm going to stop here. You can clearly see the cinnamon sticks, the bay leaf got broken up. This is the tamarind seed. See, the skin that was on top of it came off. This is what the tamarind seed looks like. So I think this is good. I'm not going to scrape anymore. Like I said, try to get a food mill. This would make your life easier. But the strainer is good. Get a good strainer. This looks like a double weave kind of strainer. So that is really going to give you a good result. You see all of the pulp. This is the pulp, but it's smooth. It's smooth. And if you look at this, you see this? So what you do with this now, you put it back into the pot and you let it simmer and reduce again. Maybe not to half, but let the moisture come out of it a little bit so that you would have the thickness of the ketchup. Then again, you don't have to do it. If you like your ketchup like this consistency, that's fine. But if you want to be like a purist about your ketchup, you can have it, and you want it thicker, you put this on the stove again, put this back in the pot, and let this go for another hour or so. Uncover the pot so that it would reduce, and you would get that kind of thickness like the store-bought ones. So I hope you do this. And you know, I've been doing this for a long time, many years now. I've been doing my own ketchup, and I think this is a great recipe, and I hope you try it. And thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, guys.